everyone. Happy hump day. Come on in. Like the video, like, share, and subscribe. Come on in. We got some things to talk about on this episode of Car Chronicles. Drive with me into the office and listen to child what's on my mind this morning. It's always something. Come on in. Come on in. Give you all a little bit of time to come on in. Hopefully YouTube's not playing with me again today. Oh, they've been shadow banning your girl's channel, but it's okay. It's all right. We're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. Come on in. Come on in. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. You know, this life, this government, this U.S. government is the gift that keeps on giving, I tell you. The gift that keeps on giving. Come on in. Let me know as you all come on in. Where are you located? Where are you located? Because today I want to talk about I was going to say the great state of California, because listen, it is where I'm from. You know, I'll be coming with the heat for the state of California, but I am from California, but they on some other type of stuff, y'all. Listen, if your stuff janky, I'm going to call you out on it. So, but I am from California, but I'm just not impressed with how that state is ran. It's just real different. It's real different than what it was in the 80s and even like the 90s when I left. It's very different, but not in a good way. It's not different in a good way. And it's very unfortunate because California was just like that place. It was just like, when I graduate high school and move out of my mama house, I'm going to Hollywood. I'm going to be a star. Y'all remember that? Like they throw it in the movies. Like California was just like that spot. It's like the place that you run off to and just with hopes and dreams and aspiration to just make it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to make it, California is not the place you want to go. You go to California if you want to be on a soup line. If you want to be living in a tent city, janky school system, if you got them kind of aspirations, California is what you want. Good morning. See, Marky, good morning. Y'all come on in here, like the video. Like the video. Let me know in the comments, where are you from? If you're in the U.S., what state, what city and state are you located in? And if you're from another country, rep your country. But, child, we have definitely seen better days in the US of A. I don't think anybody here would argue that. Anybody in the US would argue that. We've definitely seen better days. I think the argument or the question is if we are on the right track with, to seeing better days. Like if we are like progressing or regressing. Like, what do you think? Are we progressing or regressing? Because a lot of times it's just like I feel like what we doing? What we doing? This is real different. I've been here since the 80s. I'm an 80s baby. Like this is real different. I ain't never seen this before. So, I question a lot of things, and that's why I'm grateful to have this platform. This is one of two YouTube channels that I have. This is just the one I talk about politics on. My second one, I talk about all the other ish just popping off in the streets of the USA. So that channel is Chic Speaks. That's my original channel. If you want to hear what I got to say about everything else, you can follow me over there. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe. But it's real different today. Like, does that make sense to you all? Like with just the times, what we're seeing, the laws, regulations, it's like the Hunger Games. Like right now, do y'all seen the Hunger Games before? Squid Games, them special them series the series that usually I think Netflix pretty much would show these series. Hunger Games went to the theaters. Netflix showed Squid Games. But all these games to where it's just like the survival of the fittest, like to me, this is what life is given. Then you got AI thrown up in the situation. And it's just like we already got enough popping off. Then we gonna throw AI up in the mix. So now we gotta deal with the robots and the technology and the effects of that and how that can do the absolute most. I really like watching the movies centered around like AI and robots and things like that, as they depict how they can go rogue because it is. I mean, let's just call it. They can go rogue. So when I watch those movies, I think about how I'm just not interested really in a life that's heavily operated by robots, AI. And even though, they can simplify your life in many ways, it's about weighing out the pros and the cons. And as of late, I've been tapped into a lot of conversations centered around like the pros and the cons of the use of AI. So you got a lot of people, you got one half that's just like excited about the idea that pretty soon, if not already, you are just going to be considered dumb as hell with all the population because AI is going to be or is smarter than any human being. Do you guys understand that? AI is smarter than any human being. So you have AI, which is artificial intelligence. And then right now they're working on something that I just learned in the recent days, AGI, artificial general intelligence. Um, I was listening to an interview last night with Gregory. Was that Gregory? What is he? So he's a scientist. Y'all know who I'm talking about? He got the black guy, got the little short afro. I don't know if he's an astrophysicist. I don't know. He's smart as hell. He's smart as hell, like my daughter. He one of them smart peoples. My daughter brought him up some months back, and she said him by his name, and I'm like, "Who is that?" She's like, "What do you mean? Who is that?" So when she showed me a picture of him, I'm like, "Oh, okay. I've seen him before. His name just wasn't like engraved in my mind." So he was on this podcast, and he got to talking about AI and how he feels like it's the future of the hype around it is just not going to be all that as it pertains to the artificial general intelligence. So let me explain the difference between AI, artificial intelligence, and AGI, artificial general intelligence. So artificial intelligence is task based. So you know how you have your chat GPT? That's pretty much the only one that I play around with, that I have like download on my Apple electronics. So if I have questions, asking all them questions, and I often have questions because what I say over here, hell, smart people ask questions. Don't let nobody make you feel crazy because you out here asking questions. This is what smart people do. Note to self. That's why I affectionately refer to my subscribers as honor students, because we are lifetime learners. We elevate, we ask questions, we seek out answers. This is what smart people do. Always remember that. Tell your babies, don't argue with me, argue with your mama. Ask questions. So she is going to always ask questions. So artificial intelligence, AI slash chat GPT, it's task based. So task based means you go to it and you just ask it something. Hey, how can I make my YouTube channel better? I sometimes refer to AI for things that I can do to enhance things. So I use AI as a means of support, not a crutch. Keep that in mind. So it's task oriented. So the new thing, you all, that is to come is called AGI. Good morning, you all. Like the video as you come on in. The new thing is AGI. So that is what like all these developers, these people who are behind like the the AI platforms like your Chat GPT, it's maybe but about 3, 4 companies basically who are behind the platform. So it's not like a lot of different companies, but you got probably upwards of 5 companies that have these AI platforms or whatever. So the goal is to be the first one to get to the AGI, artificial general intelligence. Artificial general intelligence is going to be so let's just say this. Let's just say, you tell AI, I'm not happy with my life. I need a man. Shit, life hard. I need a man. I'm single. I'm over here with these baddies. I need somebody. Artificial AGI, artificial general intelligence, will just basically map out this entire plan from A to Z, tell you who to go, even tell you who you need to go seek out. Like, they basically are just giving you all the answers to things that you really didn't ask about. So I'm not quite sure as to how it would be planted in your life for AGI to tell you what you need. So maybe it'll be like Alexa. Y'all know I have, the Alexa. I have Alexa throughout the house. I'm a, techie family. My husband, he's tech. So, child, just imagine what my house, my life is like with someone whose life is centered around technology, cameras. Child, can I pee in peace? So that's my life, you all. So I'm picturing maybe AGI maybe being in our homes, and then there's something, a device, something in there that can see what you're doing. So it's peeping what you're doing, good or bad. And then so the AI, AGI will then be like, yo, ma'am, your life is real effed up. Like, you got these men's coming up in here. You got these kids. I'm about to tell you what you need to be doing. I know you ain't asked me for my damn opinion, but I'm about to tell you anyway, because you got life effed up and you out here, you playing with these kids. You playing. Some of these people probably gonna need an AGI in their house to call them out on their bullish, but I'm using this as an example. So AGI will give you basically almost like a unsolicited like advice, where it's just like, yo, I see you got the game effed up, you down bad, but I got you. I'm about to give you this plan and tell you how you can get your life all the way together in all facets of your life. I'm gonna tell you from A to Z everything you need to do, what type of man you need to be seeking out, because that one you brought over last night, he is not the one. He is not the one. He is not the one. Just go ahead and pack up and move, since he already know where you live, because that one right there, So AGI is going to tell you like what you need to be doing without you asking. You see? So it's going to give you all like the details, like everything centered around what you should be doing. And so the scientist guy, the Degrassi guy, he was like, well, here's the thing with that. I think that it's not going to work out in the future because people aren't going to be interested in AGI telling them what to do without them asking. Like, for example, right now, AI isn't voluntarily giving us information, or Alexa, like it's task based. You're asking it questions. So that's the task. The task is, okay, ask it 10 questions, and you throw out your 10 questions. That's what AI do now. So it's just prompted by you. Unless you got one to be going rogue and shit. Y'all Alexa ever sometimes randomly just start talking? You like, Alexa, I ain't damn ask you that. Alexa, I was not talking to you. I did not ask you that. Why are you talking, Alexa? I know that be popping off at my house. I don't know what go on at y'all house, but I know I don't even get scared no more, y'all. I don't know if that's disturbing or not. But these are the times we live in. Alexa can just goddamn start talking, and I'm like, shit, Alexa ass at it again. I ain't asked you nothing. Mind your business. Mind your business. So that's where I'm at with Alexa. So with the AGI, it's going to just think about Alexa just talking and being like, Sheik, that was some dumb ish, right? Alexa, ain't nobody asked you. So imagine like life being like that, where Alexa just voluntarily telling you like, you got the game effed up. I'm gonna need for you to get your life real quick. I'm gonna need for you to get your life real quick. So imagine that, an AGI in your home kind of telling you that. So now you going back and forth. You done cuss Alexa smooth the hell out because she all up in your business. And you like, you ain't my mama. You ain't my woman. Mind your business, Alexa. So this is kind of like with the AGI. Just to listen, y'all. I'm trying to describe it to y'all so you would understand. So if you ever hear AGI, what's the difference between that and the AI? AI is task based, so that means you're prompting it, you're asking it questions, and AGI is just finna tell you. So I have not heard, like I said, how we would have access to it, but in my mind it seems like we would have access to it by having like a device, and the device can just see you and then start just spewing out. So you may have one in your car, you may have something in your car to where as you're driving or whatever, I don't know, for all I know it might be goddamn implanted in our asses, it might be implanted in us, where a chip or something. Who knows, y'all? These are different times we are living in. Who knows how this ish going to work? But I need for y'all to understand that this is what's coming down the pipeline. Google it, get into it. There's all type of conversations that are being had centered around it. AI, AGI. That is what you want to look up. Look into AGI. Many of you that may be new to you as well, like it was new to me. The AGI, artificial general intelligence. Right now, no company has come up with the product yet, but that is what they are on the fast track of doing. And from the conversations, the interviews, and different talks that I was listening to coming off of the weekend, it's very near that the development will be here. So when I say near, I'm talking about like within like 5 years. They're like 10 years is probably too long, because everything is moving so fast to where maybe 5 years ago they were like, oh, in 10 years we'll have whatever we got today, and child, we only 5 years out. So think about how fast things are moving. Things are moving so fast, so fast, so fast. So AGI is a thing. So once AGI come, you all, that's going to be a game changer. So the scientist guy, the Degrassi guy, he was like, yo, I don't think people gonna really be here for it like that and want to use it, because they're not going to be interested in something telling them what to do. Y'all let me know in the chat. Yes to AGI or no to AGI? Yes, type yes to AGI, no AGI. Yes AGI, no AGI. That is what's to come, child, whether you like it or not. I'm just asking y'all answers these questions for just because I'm driving to pastime, because it really don't matter if you want it or not, because this is going to be the way of the world. This is going to be the way of the world. So how many of y'all was anti-daggone debit cards? How many of y'all old school back in the day where you like, I only use checks and cash? Where you hear some of your parents or grandparents where they like, I don't like them debit cards, them credit cards. I'm just cash all day. You can't function in a world today with that mindset, checks and cash. How often we go to places to where they like, we don't accept cash. We don't accept checks. I was talking to somebody before recently, and they were like, somewhere was talking about how they didn't accept cash anymore. I've gone to places, businesses and things like that, and it'll have a sign just like often no cash. So we're in times, so you have to evolve with the times. And one thing I say is that right now, y'all, we can have whole think pieces, because this is what we do over here. If you're new to my channel, welcome, because we get into some things. We'll have a whole think piece and talk about the hell. I ain't finna damn do that. I wish a damn robot would come up in my house and be trying to damn sniff up underneath my man. I would drop kick that robot, y'all, because y'all know we done seen them movies where it's a female robot and she pushing up on the man, on the husband. Child, listen. So we have these conversations on what we won't allow, but we can do that all day until we blue in the face, because the way of the future that is going is as all of this ish that we talking about is going to be a thing. So if you're going to be a player in life, you are going to assimilate and you are going to get on board. Meaning, Okay, the idea of your vehicle driving itself, an autonomous vehicle. How many of you all one day, right now, today, talking about, hell no, I ain't letting no damn vehicle with nobody behind the wheel drive me? The devil's a lie. I ain't getting in no plane. And you saying it ain't no pilot? Okay, sis, you saying it ain't no pilot? Yeah, they say, oh, hell no. How many of you are in that, oh, hell no, to a lot of things centered around like the AI and the technology? I'm here to tell you, yes, I'm on the hell no, but I want to point out to you all that eventually it's going to be a norm to where these fears and things that we talk about today, as far as what we have, because it's centered around something being new, so our brain is hard for us to wrap our mind around it. It's going to become a norm to where you're not going to kind of have that fear anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be like a norm. Hell, think back to like these roller coasters and how they evolved. Just think back, you all, to where when you were growing up, what the scariest roller coaster was, and then bump that up to what you're seeing today. And you be like, and what you're seeing today ain't nothing compared. Like, it makes what you was afraid of feel like a merry-go-round, because the way they've evolved these, and morph these roller coasters experiences into, and you like, oh hell no. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, how you will evolve with the times. So today we say no, but tomorrow it'll be, where do I sign up? I'm just saying, this is what happens. This is what happens, because when the world wants you to move in a certain way, the powers that be will put things in a place to where you have to acclimate to that, to where they're like, oh, you don't want to use credit cards? Oh, I guess you won't be grocery shopping here. You'll have to go X amount of miles out of your way to go grocery shopping to a place that accepts cash. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is food for thought. So I'm just throwing these things out here to you, so therefore you can try to prepare yourself of these drastic changes that will be coming. And if you are blessed to live long enough to have breath in your lungs to witness these things, you will think back to these times when someone like myself or whoever was talking about the future and the things that may likely take place or what we may likely see. And you'll think back to how you were feeling about those things at the time, whether you were for it or not, but you'll be able to think back to it. So like my children, I was talking to my husband, and I'm like, my kids, they have no memory of not having access to like social media, the internet. My kids are 20, 17, and 15. Their whole life has been technology, but I have memory of pre-technology. I know what it's like to be at home and just sit on the phone and talk on the telephone, the landline phone, not no cell phone, talk on the telephone, play music, play CDs, records. Like, I have memories of those things. Going outside to play, playing kickball, play door knock, hide go seek, hide go get it for y'all managed ones. All of those things, I have memories of those things. Hanging out with friends, going like, can I go to the mall and hang out? Like, those things. I have memories of those things. Pre-internet things. How many of you all ever sit and think back to those times before all of this bullish that we got going on, and you think like, damn, life was real simple back then? Y'all remember when you had like you had to try to remember, you was trying to remember phone numbers? Or even if you had to drive somewhere and you ain't got the directions, and you happen to, y'all remember MapQuest? Who used to use MapQuest? You're like, oh shit, I'm running late. I gotta damn stop first and print out the damn direction because I don't know what the fuck I'm going. So let me, so now you really late because you gotta go to goddamn MapQuest. I was your MapQuest child. I ain't the best with directions. So I had it. So I'm riding around with damn papers and stuff because I got my MapQuest directions. Yes, I do. Ain't wasn't no GPS. Like, listen, I remember when I got my first GPS, it was like this box thing. And it was like you drive around. How many of y'all was some of the first ones with your cell phone, that big ass, this big block, the cell phone in your car couldn't tell you a damn thing. You had you that big ass cell phone that was also serving as a weapon. It was a twofer. It was a phone. And it was a weapon. Things were different. I have memories of that. I have memories. They're beautiful memories. And it's always nice, you all, when on social media, when they get to circulate child, I got memories of natural bodies. Let's talk about it. Natural bodies. I seen recently a picture of MC Hammer and 357. So it's MC Hammer, and he had the two women on the side of him that they said were 357. They had the short asymmetric haircuts, the natural bodies, a natural body. They had some little curves. The butt wasn't all dramatic. Like, y'all see the young lady, the stripper that just lost her, the nightlife. They called her, they said she was part of nightlife. Y'all seen the lady in New York who just lost her life? She didn't make it home from work from the club. She was um 6ix9ine, that rapper, Tekashi 6ix9ine's girlfriend. Y'all seen that? So the girl, the 357 body didn't look like that. I use that as an example of the 357 girls' bodies did not look like that. People's bodies did not look like that. So when I see pictures and I just see just what life used to look like, where whether your hair was short or long, whatever I was looking at, it was yours. It was theirs. It was theirs. Whether it was short or long, it was theirs. Y'all ever sit and yearn for those days where just shit was just real, like what you get what you pay for, where it wasn't like it's a veil that later had to be lifted. It was just like, yo, you seen her, she was a baddie when you seen her, when she had the short haircut, she had the biker shorts. Y'all don't act like I am the only one. I'm only 44. Y'all don't play me like that. I am only 44. But I got memories of these things. So my kids, when I think about their lives, and I'm like, damn, what is going to be different to where what's taking place today is going to be their memory. We'll start with them having a memory of robots not being in their house doing their chores, like cooking and cleaning, uh, being their children's caretaker, walking the dog. Because you all, this is the direction we're going. This is the direction we're going. That's why I say, so if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Sheik. My channel, Sheik Speaks on it. I just, listen, I talk my talk. It's centered around politics, but I'll throw in things about mental health here and there because my background is clinical mental health counseling. I have a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling, which means your girl can be a whole therapist, psychologist. I can do all of that based off of my education. But I choose to not, I no longer want to serve the people in that capacity, not in a brick and mortar. I like the idea of just helping people that whose path I cross, where I just get in conversations with them. They don't know what I just talk to them, just like I come on here and talk to you all. A lot of people don't know my background, so I'll try to kind of throw it in so you know, because some people be wondering like, what the hell she do, because I get to talking and I sound like, I know a thing or two. So that's my background. I have a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. That's just one of many degrees I got. That's the latest degree I have, the most recent. So I love the idea of understanding people, um, understanding why people do what they do. Like, that just fascinates me. I can just get into conversations centered around that, like, and just until I'm blue in the face. I love that. Psychology, all of that. All of the things, I just love that about I always say my favorite subject is people. I love to study people. And so right now, it's just like the memory was that what the memories we're creating right now is centered more around being independent, not relying heavy on technology. Like we have technology, but it's our life isn't it's not majority based around technology, if that makes sense. Like the direction we are going. The direction we are going is that basically we're not going to have jobs. There's not going to be a field that's pretty much going to be exempt from the use of AI. Cal- Before I make my way to California, still stand on the topic of AI in New York. I mentioned, New York, the young lady, may she rest in peace, Takashi 6ix9ine friend, they're saying, I don't know if they are still together or if that was his ex-girlfriend, but she lost her life recently. She was shot and killed. They found her unalived in her vehicle. She was a stripper. She didn't make it home. She was late. The family called no, the family went out looking for her because she wasn't home when they felt like she should have been home. And her vehicle, I think, she had a Sprinter. I don't know if she had a Sprinter. She had some type of truck, and they found her unalived in her truck. I think she died from gunshots, but I think it was gunshots she died, but don't quote me on that part. But you can quote me that she's no longer with us. You can quote me on that part. She's no longer with us. Dominican, very beautiful. Cardi B did a post on her. Don't know exactly, can't remember what, but she was just sending her condolences to the beautiful woman who lost her life. She was a mother of two. So, New York, AI. Are you all aware that New York is soon? I'm not sure of the date, but it's coming. If it's not already here, but it's on the pipeline, y'all. Note to self: when it comes to medical benefits and claims and things like that, New York is going to start using AI to determine if whether or not claims are approved or denied. I repeat, the state of New York will start to use AI to determine if claims are approved or denied. So, y'all think about it. How often are you submitting a claim for insurance and that bad boy getting approved? So now add this. You gonna want to cuss somebody out. You might just be having to cuss out AI, the computer, because don't be calling up there going off and popping off at Brenda because she didn't answer the phone talking about how may I help you, and you done gave Brenda that work, and Brenda ain't even the one that looked at your claim. Brenda like, listen, I ain't the one that said no. So keep this in mind that it's AI. AI is looking through these claims and determining. They will be the first set of eyes to look at these claims to filter them out. Now, what they are saying is that, okay, AI will do that, but a human will be the one to make all the final decisions or whatever. This is how I feel it's gonna work when the human come into place. I feel like the AI is gonna be the first part. They're gonna do the denial and acceptance. For those denials, that basically when I said y'all finna want to call up there and cuss Brenda and Charles out, and they just up there trying to do their little job for less than what they should be making. I think when they start to deal with those people, say they got denied, and the people not trying to accept, listen, they got a hard no. I think that is when the human will enter the chat. So they're like, okay, we know everybody ain't gonna have that type of smoke, that type of energy. So the ones that do, the smaller group that do, or however, because it's not gonna be 100%, we'll have a person kind of look at that. Y'all see how that makes sense? Because I have experience, when it comes to child. I have done. Your girl have done many things, lived many lives. I told you I got a lot of education, so I've done a lot. I know. Child, listen, I'll be on here talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. Just keep that in mind. She talking about it, she know a little something. So I like learning. Hell, shit. I got student loans too, like the next person. I like learning. I'm paying for it. So I know some ish. I know some processes to some ish. So I'm talking to y'all about insurance. I know some ish about insurance. So what's going to happen is I think the human person will come in when the person who got denied is just like f that, and they're needing to talk to somebody. But the first round is going to be the initial denial or acceptance, uh, coming from AI. So the future, as I say, AI. Y'all like the video? Why? Listen, we gotta be, child. Can y'all just double tap, do a 1-2 for me? So AI, it's the future. It is the future. It's not going anywhere. You got a lot of people who are really excited about it, and then you got some who are not. Also, I learned in listening to some interviews that AI brings on dementia. But you all think about it. How does dementia come on? Dementia happens when people aren't stop using their brain. Y'all ever think about, or you've seen your loved ones, or maybe you've experienced where once you went into retirement, you stop working the way you used to, using your brain the way you used to. You start being slower to when it came to like your decision making and things that you know, like, damn, I used to be sharp as hell. Y'all, before I get on this live, I get to popping stuff, taking tinctures and my vitamins and herbs and stuff. Listen, I understand that over time things can start to dwindle and you start to become weak at certain things that you used to be strong at. So you need help. You need help. So sometimes there's little games, what they tell old people, do crossword puzzles, do word searches, read things that requires for you to have to think. It's stimulating. Use it or lose it. I grew up hearing that. Use it or lose it. Y'all, that's with everything. Even with a man's peen. You don't use that thing ain't gonna get hard. Use it or lose it. Y'all, that's everything. Use it or lose it. Use it or lose it. So what they're saying is that in the future, with this whole AI thing, we're going to see more cases of dementia because more and more. And here's the thing with that, we're probably going to start to see it at younger ages because now at a much earlier age, people are slacking on the use of their brain because they have technology like AI to fall back on. That's why I say with the AI, it's how you use it. It's not that AI is bad, it's the end user, it's the user of it. How are you using it? You don't want to depend on it to where it's doing everything. You want to have it as like something that's added. Like, oh, Matt, wow, I got to do this term paper. Okay, I got these ideas. This is what I want to say. But there's some more I want to add to it. Let me ask AI, what else can I include in my paper about trees in the state of Georgia? AI then will kick back some additional information. Be like, oh, bet. All right, I'm going to talk about that. I didn't think about that. Let me talk about that. You see what I'm saying? Versus you just saying, yo, AI, I need for me, what they said, that person, professor said, my paper need to be 250 characters. AI, listen, I need for you to produce me a paper that's 250 characters talking about trees in Georgia. Go. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference? So you sitting back waiting, and it's probably gonna kick back in seconds, and you waiting for your paper to be generated, and you like, bet, thank you. Now, keep in mind, y'all just learned AI and then Chat GPT, like, listen, we don't want y'all saying thank you or whatever, because y'all taking up space or whatever. Don't be saying thank you. I thought that was so hilarious. But you see the difference with, with the example I used to using it versus relying on it as a crutch. So these are the things that's going to make a difference with your mind and the sharpness of your mind. My daughter, she's 15, she's in the 10th grade. She's like super, super smart. And she was like, I don't like AI. And I was just surprised because I'm like, child, like, you're 15, you grew up with technology like all your life. All you know is technology. What do you mean? She was like, I think it's lazy. But also, you all, like, just so you know, my daughter, she's a brainiac. She's super smart. So you're like she's used to doing. She the one I told y'all, she told me about the scientist, the Degrassi guy. So she's super smart, so she's used to just using her brain and just doing whatever she need to do. She all the highest class, whatever the highest classes at school you take, she in them damn classes. And then in the top damn 10-20% of the people who in them classes, like that, she is that girl. And then if you want to put her on a global, she in like a top 12%. Brain is, I say she's me on steroids. So I got a beautiful mind. I know a lot of ish. It's a lot up here. But my daughter is even on a whole nother planet. So she truly get it from her mama, but she's smarter than me. So she's like, it's lazy. But most people don't think that way when they think about AI, those who use it. They're like, bet. You saying this? You said I need a 250-page paper, and you say you need it by when? Shit. You say you need it by Friday. I have it to you by Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So you got a lot of people who are fine with just going around, and using the cheat code and be like, hell, I ain't got time. I got these kids. I got this job I got to get to. I'm trying to work on getting this degree so I can get me, this position. I'm trying to be in management. They playing games. Talking about I need a degree, knowing I got all the work experience in the world, and they telling me I still need a degree. How many of y'all heard that? They done hired somebody because they got the paper, but they ain't got the experience, but they looking for the paper. So people out here trying to get to the paper. So I feel like majority of the people are good with shortcuts. We live in a microwavable society. People want the quick, the fast way to the finish line. Like, ain't nobody listen. Most people aren't thinking like my daughter, like, oh, that's lazy. Child, are you saying that? Oh, that's lazy when you know that Chat GPT is right there and you need an answer or a solution for something? Is that what you ever think? Like, be honest. Or you be like, shit, you maybe didn't even think about Chat GPT because it's not a part of your normal routine. Because it's still not even a part of my normal routine. So sometimes I'll have an afterthought like, oh, snap, I can go to Chat GPT for that. Because I don't use it all the time. I don't use it all the time. But you got a lot of people, especially a lot of people who are probably students who own businesses, they use it all the time. I don't use it all the time. And my daughter, she doesn't use it at all, pretty much. Going off of our conversation, she's just like, now, damn it, her brother's using it. They different kind of learners. Oh, them brothers using it. Son, you know what chat? Oh, I sure do, mom. Sure do. Just used it last night. So they're different than the baby girl. So, but I think most people are kind of going to be like the sons, not baby girl. So this is where we're at, you all. So this is this is where we're at. It's AI, and it's not a US thing, it's a world thing. This is a world thing. So this AGI, that the concept, everything that I'm talking about, this is for the world. Everybody use AI. India, Africa, Jamaica, like everybody. It's not just, oh, those people who in Georgia, people in California. No. So keep in mind, anything can be good or bad. It's the user. How are you using it? How are you using it? And so Tim, you say you want a robot. I've thought about would I want a robot in my house. My initial thought was like, no, coming off of like some of the movies that I've seen, how like it just scared the hell out of me. Cause y'all, I'm a believer that the things we see in movies, oh, that is popping off. That it's programming. They're just wanting to get you prepared for when that day that's to come very soon for you to see it yourself. Y'all ever think like that? Y'all seen the new movie? What's that? War on the World or something with Ice Cube. Y'all watch that? I seen it on. Was it on Prime? Prime or Netflix? One of those platforms. Ice Cube, the rapper turned actor. He has a movie, and Eva Longoria, I hadn't seen her in a long time. She's also in the movie. And yeah, I think it's called War War on the World or something like that. But just go to Google and type in Ice Cube's new movie. It'll come up. But it's just showing how technology is used and how there's cameras. Like, y'all, we go everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. There's cameras. There's cameras everywhere. So it just shows to where as you're just moving about in your community on the streets, there's cameras watching you. And then so the movie, basically Ice Cube works for the government. So he's the one behind the cameras watching and seeing, okay, what you doing over here, all the way down to where like he can detect what your heartbeat is. They can tell, like he can tell what your cell phone number is instantly. To where if he a message need to be sent to you to communicate to you, you know what I'm saying? Watch the movie. I believe that these things are all here. They're possible. It's just that many of us have never experienced them ourselves, but they're happening. And I like to use the example of, like, you remember when you were little watching the Jetsons, the cartoon, the Jetsons? So during that same era, you had the Jetsons, and then you also had the Flintstones. You see how polar difference life was for the two worlds? Jetsons was futuristic, flying cars, um, microwave type, like when you put your food in something and it creates light. Think about the things we've seen in the Jetsons and what you're seeing today. What's been in conversations today about the possibility of things. But think back to the Jetsons. I was born in 80. So Jetsons for me was 80s, 90s, early 90s when I was watching the Jetsons. It was my favorite cartoon. But I also enjoyed watching the Flintstones as well. So I think back to these things that we were seeing back then to where now you're like, you know what? Because to me, the vehicles and the things that was being shown in the Jetsons is kind of like your Tesla video, your Tesla vehicles, those type of vehicles, the autonomous vehicles. Y'all, how old is the Jetsons? Y'all don't play me, act like I'm the only one who was watching the Jetsons, who know what the Jetsons is. So that's why I say that these things, think about how often something pops off and they refer back to the Simpsons and say, y'all remember this episode in the Simpsons when they showed this? That happened so many times, even to going back to Trump winning becoming the president the first term, when they refer back to the Jetsons. Not the Jetsons, the Simpsons. They refer back to the Simpsons when Trump won the election the first time. But I just throw that out there. So therefore, as you all are watching, whatever you're watching, these television shows, cartoons, movies, series, don't just sit in it as entertainment. Think beyond that and think about if you've seen anything like that before, and if it's likely that you will see it. Just think about it from that perspective, because a lot of people didn't give that movie with Ice Cube good reviews and things, like they didn't think it was good. But I think that they were looking at it from a surface of just the storyline, maybe the acting abilities, things like that. But when you really look at it and see what it's rooted in, is rooted in technology and the abilities of just the government. So when you look at it that way, you like, damn, now the government really tapped in. Now when you know, y'all, that's how they was able to find me. Y'all remember over the summer, at the top of the summer, those inmates in Louisiana who escaped prison and then they broke off, and some of them were captured because of the cameras. Like they were for whatever reason, clearly they wasn't the brightest of the bunch, hence why they ended up in the penal system. They walking, knowing they done broke out, escaped, they're walking in the town, in the quarters, whatever, and the cameras caught them. That's how a couple of them got caught, like crazy, yo. But it just goes to show that the cameras are everywhere. So these crimes that be popping off, like going back to Tekashi 6ix9ine's girlfriend being murked, I'm not going to sit and believe that there aren't going to be there's not cameras around. There weren't cameras in places that can't capture who were the perpetrators. Like they saying, okay, right now they're, checking out the area, seeing what they can find. But I just feel like a lot of the things that the crime that's taking place, the authorities, the powers that be, they have the ability to solve a lot of these cases. I'm just saying that because we live in an era of technology where there's cameras everywhere in the Walmart. Like I wanted to buy lotion last weekend with my son. We were shopping before taking him back to college. Needs to get some lotion. They had it locked up. $7 lotion locked up. $5 skin moisturizer locked up. So not only did they have it locked up behind the glass, locked and keyed, they had cameras watching you. Child, well, I'm about to damn still hear you shit. Like you want to make sure that you want to see who smash and grab and dash, because you got it locked up. Plus you got this camera just facing me to watch me as I'm waiting for someone to come and provide me a service, which is to unlock the glass so I can get my $7 product or my $5 product. It surely was not worth the wait. But the longer I was waiting, the more I kept saying, well, I got to keep waiting. I waited this long. But it was crazy, yo. It made me say, this is why I won't be back to Walmart, because I hadn't been in Walmart in a long time. So I'm like, oh, this is what they doing now? I seen this, TikTok, Instagram, people talking about it, but I'd never experienced it. But it's a real thing, you all. Like cheap items are all like locked up. So, and not only is it locked up, when they unlock it, and they remove the product from behind the glass. Oh, baby, don't think they finna just softly hand it off to you like damn football pass. Oh, no. They have to escort you to the cash register. Can I hold it? No, They got to escort you to the cash register and pass it off to the cashier. Then you get it after you pay for it. So this is how it's going down in Walmart. These are the times we live in. That's just for now. Right now, I say, oh, I don't want to go to Walmart. I don't want to deal with that. But when will that be the case in other stores? It'll get to a point to where it'll be me saying, well, damn, I just got to deal with it. You see what I'm saying? How sometimes you can be like, I ain't doing that, until those days come or that time comes where you're like, damn, I guess I got to deal with it. This is the way of the land, the way of the world. So it's a lot, but y'all, I didn't just spend almost an hour going into AI, but I started talking about this yesterday in my live towards the end, before, when I arrived to my destination. But I want to really touch in on AI because I want to talk about it over the weekend. But YouTube have been shadow banning my channel. And what that means is that when I go live, the notifications don't go out, which means that it's very few people, if any, that will show up to my live. So I could tell when I'm shadow banned because I know what my normal watch, what the views are. I know it's hundreds that watch me live. My views at the end will be in the thousands, 30 plus thousand. Y'all, this channel gets a lot of views. I have over 1 million views for this channel, and the channel, I think started this channel last September, y'all. I had under 600 subscribers just in February. And I started talking politics, and that's how we got here. So this channel has like a lot of views, like a lot of it's a lot. It's a lot. So YouTube is like, they don't really be here for my shenanigans, I guess. They be like, you ain't talking warm and fuzzy about Trump anymore. So I'm gonna need for you to be quiet. So um, so that's what I'm experiencing as of late. But it's all good though. It's all good. Just like the video. It's the little things. Support how you can. Like the video. Good morning, Riza. My mods, just say win, virtuous woman, Dr. J, all of you. I appreciate you all. And as long as I got at least a good amount of people in, I'll continue to go live, even if it's not hitting the numbers that I know my channel can. But what can you do? Again, that's the control and the censorship when they try to censor you. And what I'm learning is that it's because before I'm like, why the F with me? I'm just a small content creator. I don't even have 6,000 subscribers. Like, child, me? Why are you worried about me? But what I'm hearing is that other content creators, larger platforms, they're experiencing the same things. I've been hearing a lot of them, seeing some of them advertising, like they may have websites, newsletters, things for you to sign up for so you can continue to get information from them or whatever like that. But this is the way, they're trying to protect themselves in the event, because a lot of people have built their empire, their world around content creation. So they ain't got nothing else. That's not my situation. Content creation is just something I do that's in addition to what else. Like, it's not my livelihood. It's just it's not my livelihood. So, but for a lot of people, a lot of your favorite content creators that have hundreds of thousands, millions of subscribers, like y'all, that's their bread and butter. So for YouTube to kind of shadow ban them or play with their numbers, like that's major for them. It hits them in a different way than me. With me, it's just like, it just pisses me off, but it doesn't mess with my livelihood, because my life isn't centered around the earnings of like money made on YouTube. Child, no, it is not that. Understand that. Is not that. So, but it happens, what do? You just, you do what you do, you keep it moving. But just want to let y'all know that is what's going on here. So just a little ways to support, just liking the video, watching the damn content. For me, listen, liking the video, watching the content, super chat's nice, cash app's nice, but it's just the little things for me. It's the little things for me that don't even cost you anything. For me, um you can be a member of the channel. I always say I got the Temu prices, $2.99. Your name will show up in color. I will prioritize your comments. But yeah, like, I don't require much over here, y'all. I'm real chill. If you can't tell, it's real chill over here. And I'm not Republican or Democrat. I'm an independent. I go with whatever you talk. What you talking about, Willis? I follow. What's your policies? What you talking about? I don't subscribe to Bloods or Crips. You see? Listen, I got green on. Green is money. So it's just like, what are you talking? What are you talking? So California. Let me talk about what California is talking about. Gavin Newsom and pissed the people off over there. A lot of the Republicans are pissed off at Gavin Newsom. I call him Slickback Newsom. So if y'all ever hear me say Slickback Newsom, that's Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, my birth state. I left when I was in high school. My mother had a job transfer, so that's how I wound up made my way to the South, Georgia. I live in Georgia. I'm a resident of Metro Atlanta. And so Gavin Newsom is like, yo, he's trying to do a fast track to redistricting California. So y'all see how with Texas they trying to redo them lines to get, because Trump said, listen, I got 5 on, like, he on his loonies. I got 5. I need 5. I need 5. 5 and a possible. You know how you play spades? 5 and a possible. Trump is on, I need 5. I got 5. But that's what he needs. So Gavin like, oh, all right then. That's what type of time you want. All right then, player. We on this loonies too. We got 5 on it. Everybody singing, I got 5 on it. Gavin talking about, I got 5 on it too. 5 for everybody. You get 5. You get 5. Like, it's like Oprah's favorite things. Everybody hollering 5. So Gavin like, shit, we about to get us 5 too for the holidays. Shit. If they can get 5 in Texas, hell, we can get 5 in California. So the Republicans out there is like, hold up, Kimo Sabe, hold up. You can't do that. So the Republicans out there are like pissed off. My. The Republicans are pissed off. They like, wait a minute, like, what you doing? That is immoral. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that, Mayor or Governor Newsom. You shouldn't be doing that. And Governor, like, the F what you heard, you ain't said, you ain't had that smoke for your president who over. Y'all, everybody can get it. That's why I say, y'all, these street gangs that be trying to go at it with each other, they ain't got nothing. The biggest gang is going to be your politician, the Democrats versus the Republican. You want to see a fight? Gang. You want to see a fight? Watch the Democrats and the Republicans go at it. That ish ain't going to have that. It ain't got nothing on Crips versus Blood. Democrat, Republican is on some big bang take little bang. Like what they said, Beyonce had that lyric, like when Solange whooped Jay-Z ass inside of that elevator, ish go down when you got billions in the elevator, ish goes down when there's billions, literally trillions on the line with these politicians. That's why I'm like, this street stuff ain't nothing when it comes to this politics, because everybody got money. Everybody got money. That's why when you see Elon fight against Trump, it's epic, because they both got their own platforms. One happens to be the richest person of all the land, Elon Musk, and one happens to be hold the most powerful seat, arguably, of all the land, but in the US, because the United States is the leader of all the countries. President Donald J. Trump happens to be the president of the United States. Y'all, that's a hell of a fight. That's on some Layla Ali. Is that Layla Ali versus Clarissa Shields? Like, is that equivalent? Layla Ali versus Clarissa Shields type stuff? Elon Musk versus Donald J. Trump? Y'all, would y'all pay to see that? Like, this is what I'm talking about, because you got power. That's why I'm like, this street play, this street stuff, they playing. They're playing. So Gavin's like, F you Republicans, because Trump over here doing whatever he's trying to do with move the goalposts to try to get him some extra votes. Goddamn, I'm about to do it too. So here's the thing of what the Democrats are saying for the state of, because they filed a lawsuit, y'all. Let me add that they filed a lawsuit. The Democrats are saying, yo, you can't do that, because you can't throw it out there as an idea and then instantly turn around and vote on it. It has to be at least a 30-day waiting period. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if you got this idea, cool, because literally, legally, every 10 years, I believe all the states have this ability, but I was looking up California. They have the ability to redo the lines, because, you got census, you got people moving into the state, all of that. So it makes sense that you kind of got to redo some things or whatever. So that takes place minimum every 10 years. But you can do it like before then. You can. But 10 years, like, where it's just like, yo, if you ain't did it yet, I'm going to need for you to do it. If it's been at least 10 years, I'm going to need for you to go work on these lines, redo these lines. So Gavin's on some, okay, I'm about to redo these lines. And we about to vote on it. And the Democrats are like, nope, you can't do it because you rushing the process. Y'all didn't wait. You ain't waiting 30 days before. Y'all see what I'm saying? So right now, I think today and tomorrow is when these these votes and things like that. Gavin's trying to kind of have take place, so the decision can be made centered around the redistricting, because he's trying to get 5 extra votes as well. That's why I throw in as well, because Texas started it first, but it was at the request of yours truly, President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, who I refer to as Donald Jaquavius Trump. I get that. I heard a content creator, somebody on TikTok or somebody, they called him Jaquavius. And I was just like, I loved it. Y'all don't ask me how to spell it. I don't damn know. I better hurt myself, bit my tongue trying to spell it. But the J stands for Jaquavius over here. So that is what's going on in California. But let me tell you about the true fuckery that's going on in California. The people was out there boycotting yesterday for this one. They were not boycotting, the word is protest. They were protesting yesterday. They got this new bill. They have this new bill that they're pushing. It's called the Bill AB 495. Any of y'all in here familiar with Bill 4B85? Any of y'all from California? Who from California? Let us know in the chat. Y'all from California? West Side, ride or die. California love. Like, who repping West Side? Who California? Let me know. Let me know. California, listen, I'm always a Cali girl from the heart, always. But that I will say, my home state, my home state is on some bull. I will listen. I'm gonna call a thing, just like I called Trump out for his bullshit, and I voted for his ass for 2 terms. That don't mean nothing. I still reserve the right to call you out on your foolishness if I see you doing some F stuff. So California got this bill that's being pushed by a, okay, so the bill is being put, the bill has come into play because of this whole illegal immigration thing. I'm gonna throw in illegal because that's what is rooted. It's not about immigration. It's about illegal immigration. So if this bill is passed, Bill AB 495, if the bill is passed, it would demand sections of the California Education Code, Family Code, and Probate Code to be changed and modified. So you're like, okay, well, what do you mean, Sheik? Like, what kind of changes? It will change who's eligible to be considered a caregiver. So let me give y'all an example. So in this bill, it's going to be this form called a caregiver authorization affidavit. Caregiver authorization affidavit. So what happens is that you can go online. So if you're in California, if this bill is passed, so I'm painting a picture. Let's just say the bill's passed. The bill's passed. Bill's passed. John's been watching Sarah. John been watching Sarah. Sarah knows who John is. Sarah's 10. She knows who's John. John is somebody she's seen in her community, lives in her neighborhood. She's playing outside with her friends. John's, hey, lets her, play with his dog from here, time to time. So she knows who John is. John takes a liking to Sarah. It's like, yo, I want to spend more time with Sarah. John can go online and print out the caregiver authorization affidavit. I said affidavit. So it's a form. It's a release form. He can go online, print out the form, and this form is giving him authorization to go to the school, go to Sarah's school, give it to the person at the front desk. And basically the form is saying, hey, I'm here to check out Sarah from school. Now, normally when you go to your kid's school, child, it's like goddamn going to visit my uncle in prison when I was young, in the jail. You got to show every damn thing before they letting you up in there. You got the buzz door. They got to see your ID. They got to scan. Child, it's a whole experience with check. Child, kids, don't be asking me to check you out of school. It's a whole experience that you got to factor in that time before checking them out and going to the dentist appointment. It's a whole experience. Well, this form is saying, yo, print out the caregiver authorization affidavit, sign it, put Sarah's name on it. Basically the form is saying, hey, I'm here to check out Sarah. You give it to the administrator at the school. Their only response can be, okay. It ain't no, who the hell are you? Can I see your ID? Did Sarah, mama, or daddy say that you can come up here? I don't see you listed on the reference list, on the pickup list. How many of y'all know about that pickup list? I don't see you on here because where I live, they don't play about no damn pickup list. Child, I can barely get information from my son at the doctor's office, and it's my damn insurance because my husband filled out the most recent paperwork, so it got him as on the HIPAA stuff as the person to get information, but my name ain't on there, so they want to damn play games with me to tell me what the hell I need to know because I'm the mama. It's under my insurance, but my name ain't on a certain document. You see what I'm saying? So normally there's these checks and balances in place. Well, with this caregiver authorization affidavit, it's just going to be a form that's saying, hey, I want Sarah released to me. I have the right to make this request, and you have to legally honor it. So the people at the front desk, they have to go off of the assumption that you did not lie on the form as to what type of member of Sarah, what type of relationship you have to Sarah. Because authorized people would be like a godparent, parent, cousin, grandparent, things like that. So if John, if that's what I say his name is, if John put on there, I'm her godfather, the school is just like, okay, they accept the form. Call Sarah to the front office. Tara, please come to you're being checked out. Please come to the front office. Y'all know how I go. Sarah comes to the front office and she leaves and runs off into the sunset with John, or John leaves and runs off with Sarah into the sunset. Now, Mama and Daddy don't know this even popped off, because remember, they didn't get no phone call. They didn't get no phone call. All right, Virtue, they didn't get no phone call. So Sarah normally rides the school bus. Sarah normally gets home from the school bus, usually home by 3:30. Sarah don't get off the bus. Mama and Daddy like, what the hell Sarah is? My baby didn't get off the bus. They calling the school. They like, oh, Sarah got checked out of school at 11 o'clock by John. Who the hell is John? Well, hell, I don't know. He got on this paper, he her godfather. Sarah ain't got no damn godparents. We don't do no damn godparents. We don't even see the point of having a godparent. Like, what we doing? Who? You better find my daughter. So now the school is just like, well, we released, he had this document. By law, we were able to release Sarah to him. We can only go off of the assumption that the information he has on the document was true. So now, after the fact, the law can get involved because John broke the law by lying about his relationship to Sarah. So now they can go look for John and Sarah. But like I said, John gone. John is gone. John can be in goddamn West Africa by now. He can be in Mexico. Who knows where John is with Sarah? Y'all know trafficking is real. John is gone. Because y'all know the criminals know the law like nobody else. How many of y'all know somebody who be doing the absolute most? They know the law because they know how to get around things. They know the law like they can be damn Johnny Cochran. Like they did an apprenticeship. Like they be knowing. They know, okay, I'm about to go get her. They gonna come after me, so I gotta make sure that I gotta get gone by this time. So I gotta have this lined up. Y'all, I'm about to check her out. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? We coming. All right, then y'all finna be there at 5. All right, y'all got the plane ready? All right, then, because we gotta go, because the school, by the time she would get home, it's gonna be 3:30. Then they're gonna be calling the school. So let's just say by 4 o'clock, they're gonna be having maybe an Amber Alert. Y'all see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is Bill AB 495. This is what could happen if this bill is passed. So let me talk about the root of the bill as to why it's even on the table. The reason why it's on the table is for the illegal immigrants. There's a woman who's her name is Celeste. She's wanting to push this bill as a mean to protect the illegal immigrants, because she's saying right now they're fearful of going to school, going to places, going to work, sending their kids to school, going to doctor's office. They're just scared to go out and do anything. So they're wanting to have some law created in the event they need to have just someone who's not on file to go and pick up their children. So let's just say Maria and Juan, they both then got picked up on. They got rolled up on. They was at the damn, wherever they was at, the warehouse, doing their job. They here illegally. ICE rolled up on them, jumped out of the Penske truck, threw them in a Penske truck. They like, damn, my kids are at school. My kids are at school. Carlos, Juan's brother, learns what happens, and he's like, yo, nieces and nephews, they at school, like, I gotta go get them, because brother and sister-in-law, like, they can't go get them, they hemmed up, I gotta go pick them up. Carlos not on the pickup list. So the school, based off of the current process and how it is probably where me and you live, they're looking for Carlos' name to be on the list. He's not on the list. So they will not release those children to Uncle Carlos, they're not gonna release them. You're not on the list, sir. But they're picked up. I gotta pick them up because the parents, they're being detained. They can't. Sir, I hear what you're saying, but you're not on the list. That's the way the process is right now. So this woman, Celeste, who's working to push this bill, she's like, yo, we need to change the law. And so therefore, in the event parents are hemmed up and they're unable to do what they need to do to authorize someone else to go pick up their children, somebody can go pick up their children. So I started out the whole situation painting a picture of what could happen if this bill is passed. So y'all let me know in the comments, is it worth passing this bill so Maria and Juan kids can be picked up by Carlos, by Uncle Carlos, whose name is not on the list, on the pickup list? Y'all see the trade-off? Because it's rooted in, hey, we want people, trusted people, to be able to go pick the children up from school in the event mom and dad aren't in a situation to provide a release. But the trade-off is, you all, anybody can do this. So it don't have to be a situation dealing with the immigration situation, the picture I painted. It can be a pedo like I painted. Somebody who took a liking to your kid. They're aware that this is a law and they can print out this document. Child, they ain't even got to go get it notarized. Because I'm like, well, damn, do you got to get a notary or something? Child, they just can print out the paper, sign where they need to sign their name, say whatever they're going to choose to say their relationship is to your children. Put your child's name on the document and hand it to the school administrator. And the school administrator cannot ask any questions. They have to, as long as that form is filled out, they have no ability at that time to do verification. Like it's not part of the process. It's just like, okay, well, wait here, sir. Let me call Sarah to the front office. Y'all think about how this can go left in so many ways. This is why those people are protesting. So they were out there protesting, trying to get Governor Gavin Newsom's attention and ear, because they want to tell him that it's a hell to the no to this, and that you cannot pass this bill. So like I said, Gavin be out here standing with his chest when it comes to stuff, anything going against Trump. Anything that looks like it's interfering with him getting to the money. Show me the money. Because listen, California gets to the money. He don't want to talk about why the homelessness is given what is given. He don't want to talk about that. But he wants you to know that California, I think it's like the number 4 richest place in all of the world. Like, California gets to the money. It's a really big state. I always used to say California is like 2 states, but someone's like, hell no, it's more like 3. I'm from Northern California. When I was a child, vacationing was just going to Southern California, going to LA. That was like a 6-hour drive, 6 to 8 hour drive. That was vacation, going to Disneyland. I'm from the Bay Area. I didn't grow up around beaches. My life wasn't like no 90210. When I moved to Georgia, people were like, they just thought my life was like 90210. It's like, no, I'm from Northern California. I'm from the Bay. And child, don't let me hit them with my ass didn't know how to swim. They really looking at me like I'm damn cockeyed. They like, what? Because they think my life is like 90210. This is when I moved here in the 90s. They were like, because that was what was on TV. So a lot of people think of California and the culture I don't think they do as much today, but in the 90s, when they thought of California, it was whatever LA was giving, whatever Hollywood was giving, that was just kind of the mindset of, oh, that's what California is like. And if you know, the Bay Area in Southern California, like Los Angeles, San Diego, it's a completely different culture, different vibe. It's just different. It's just different. And so visiting, I love to visit California, but I would never want to live there again for just all of these effed up reasons, like all of this ish right here, the stupid ish, the stuff that shouldn't even be up for discussion. It's that stuff. So I'm like, Slickback Newsom, if you got all that smoke and all that heat for Trump because he messing with your dollar, that's interfering with you buying more eco-styler gel, because y'all know that hair stay fried, dilate to the side. You will never, I don't care what type of windstorm come through, you will never see a hair out of place. Put it in the chat if you've ever seen a hair out of place on Slickback Newsom. You a bold-faced, bald-headed liar if you say you have. So this man, we know where the money going. It's going on his beauty products. He said, I ain't like Beyonce, I woke up like this. He like, no, shit, your money paid for this. Your money paid for this. So I'm like, yo, are you going to have that same smoke or heat when it comes to this bill with standing with your chest? Hell no, we not passing this. What I look like? What I look like? That's the only response that he should be having. Like, the fact that this is even a thing, all to protect some legal immigrants because somebody need to go pick up their kids from school while they're being detained and thrown in the back of a Penske truck. I know you effing lying. I know you effing lying. You mean to tell me you will risk it all and risk the safety of all the American children for the comfort of the illegal immigrants? Somebody can go pick up their kids who's not listed on the pickup list? Listen, it will behoove you, if you already know that you ain't living right here illegally, to go and update your pickup list. How about that? How about we just say, y'all go update your pickup list instead of changing the law and implementing a new law that will allow for anybody to say that they are related to your child and to be able to legally walk out of the school with your child. I'm just saying, like, God damn, like, really, like, this shit is, y'all, I always say over here on my channel, I got a lot of education, but the issue that I talk it be like 90% common sense. This be some common sense. Like, people be like, Sheik, like, why'd you vote for Trump? Because the damn common sense piece. Because a lot of this is that the Democrats was talking, it defies common sense and logic. Like, what the, like, it was on the common sense. Like, the shit just wasn't making sense. Biden handing out crack pipes saying, well, I'd rather the crackheads, have access to clean pipes than going to use dirty pipes. Or I'd rather the crackheads have the ability to go do their thing at a facility while being monitored by doctors than to be on the street and risk being knocked over the head and getting a crack pipe taken from another crackhead. What the hell? How do we come up with this? Y'all, this channel is built on common sense. Y'all ever want to know what Cheek be talking about? Common sense. Common sense. It ain't that deep over here. You don't have to have all the education of all the land over here. You do not have to have that. You just got to be able to think, use critical thinking, common sense. What Dr. Phil used to say, common sense just ain't that common no more. And I see this, and it be this like this. That's why I'm grateful that I have this platform to where I can come out here and I can talk to people and make them aware of the stupid, dumb ish that's taking place. That's why I don't subscribe to Republican or Democrat. Like, I'm like, what you talking about? What type of time? What's your talking points? What we on? What we on? What's our talking points? All right, let me see what's your agenda now. What you say you trying to do? You say immigration out of control, and I see what you saying. I agree. Yeah, this shit out of control. You say you want to do what? Yeah, I like that. That makes sense. You say you don't want them boys over there playing with them girls because they been to knock the girl, knock the block off because they stronger. That damn makes sense to me. All right then. All right then. Let me go and check this box right here next to Donald Jaquavius Trump. That's why I voted for him. Fast forward to today. Now he done some other extra shit that I'm like, what we doing? Hence why the channel gets shadow banned. Because I done learned about some other new ish. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, Chemo Sabe. That ain't what you was saying last year. Okay, now what's going on with the Epstein files? You said what? Them folks said they seen you where? With who? Oh, hell no. Damn, I didn't know it was like that back in November. Oh, shit, that didn't change the game for me. You said what? You said they doing what to these white South Africans? And you said they need to come over here for what? Then you hear the South African president talking about that's an MF, the lie. The white folks still over here running ish over here. Ain't nobody them knocking the white South Africans over the head and taking their stuff. That's a lies and propaganda. Y'all seen the last short I did yesterday? I rarely do shorts. Y'all check out my short I did yesterday. I don't do shorts very often. Y'all see, I like to talk. I do long form content. Lies and propaganda. This is what I'm talking about. This is why you got so many people who don't believe in politics, who don't even, they just don't even vote. For what? For what? What are we doing? It's like what it gives is that people will say or do whatever to get what they want. And that's just not even just in politics. That's just life. That's just life, you all. That's why I'm not about what you say. I'm about what you do, your actions. Action speaks louder than words. You can tell me whatever until you blue in the face. I'm trying to see your actions. I'm trying to see your actions. And right now with the current administration, with politics, I'm really looking at the actions, and that's where these questions are coming from. And I go live and I talk my talk because the things that was being said versus the actions, that ish ain't lining up. It's not lining up. It's centered on accountability or lack thereof. People not being held accountable. Why? Because because of their bank account, because their hair is perfectly in place. Like, why? Let's talk about it. Why do all these people with money get these passes, but the regular person like me or you want to throw the book at us? We gotta be reminded of all the laws of all the land. But though when the powers that be, when the higher up people, the people with some type of title, the people that got big bank, they do things, and then there's these excuses that are being made. I was listening to someone do this backstory on Jeffrey Epstein, and back when in 2005, when he first got hit with those trafficking charges, and the sweet deal that he was given, and I think the deal came about, I think maybe 2008, so, or 2007, 2008. So the deal was, okay, will you just serve 1 year? You can leave every day. I guess he would just probably sleep at night at the jail. I don't damn know. He was able to kind of come and go. Oh, and we'll lower the accounts of, okay, somebody accusing you of trafficking. We're just going to say that you were soliciting sexual acts from an adult and a minor. So we'll just charge you with that. We'll give you a year's time in jail. And we won't share with the accusers which the deal is. They're just not going to know. I don't even know, y'all, how that shit works, where somebody is found guilty of something and the people who played a part in accusing them are not aware of what the hell the deal or the punishment is. Where do they do that at other than America? This is America. Where they do that at? The girl didn't even damn know of this deal. And then the guy who made the deal later went on to work for Trump. And then when that got exposed, like, oh, hell no, Trump, that's who you got working for you. Then he resigned. He left his little position. But this is that issue that I'm talking about, because no way, like today, John, somebody accusing you of trafficking, and then they have this evidence, and then you're only get 1 year of time, and you can come and go every day out of the jail system. Like, you every day you can kind of come and go. That ain't happening for you, John and Keith. Your ass going under the jail where you should be. But that's not the case with these people, these politicians, these people with money and power. It's different rules. It's different rules. It's different rules. The rules that apply to them or me aren't the rules that apply to them. So here it is. So I'm watching this special, and then they're showing this clip of Epstein back when they had him in custody, when they rolled up on him, I guess that second time, and they mentioned Donald Trump's name, and that's when he said, I want to exercise my right to plead the fifth or something like that. So it's showing that the conflict of interest. Here it is, the man who came up unalive, they said he unalived himself, named Donald J. Trump. His name, let me just say this. He didn't name Trump. Trump's name was brought up to Epstein. But why? It has to come from somewhere. So for whatever reason, Trump's name was brought up to Epstein. And the question was Trump ever with you while you engaged in acts with underage girls? his response was, I'd like to reserve my right to exercise I think the First Amendment or something like that. So they're like, yo, how is it that all of that can take place? And then the same person whose name came up is now has control over if certain information comes out. Y'all see what I'm saying? That's like a bank robber robbing a bank. He's like, I ain't do it. And they be like, all right, then we'll give you the power to investigate it and let us know who did it or if you didn't do it. And he comes back and be like, yo, shit, I didn't do it. I don't really know who did it, but I think he might have did it. All right, bet. We'll go look into that. Y'all see what I'm saying? How you gonna have a person? How you gonna have a person who is named in the crime be the person to investigate the crime and to be able to make decisions on whether or not a crime was actually done? See what I'm saying? That stuff. That's what I'm like. I got questions. When she got questions, she go live. I go live. Like, y'all, I be having these questions. Woosah. It's a lot. It's a lot. But back to being a conflict of interest. So the same person whose name was brought up during the investigation also sends people from his corner to go talk to a person who knows the truth, who has the ability to basically end him. Y'all see what I'm saying? All the conflict. And then a week afterwards, the person who has the ability to end the person whose name came up during the investigation is moved to a lower security prison with more freedom to kind of move around. Y'all see? Like, it's that stuff, y'all. I can't unhear, can't unlearn. Like, once you know stuff, it's just like, damn, like, this is America. So y'all, this is the world we live in. Listen, this is the situation. It's the reality of the situation. It's like dysphoria, a dystopia. Let me see that. Utopia, so dystopia. It's just like, what is this? That's why I like, y'all. It's like, damn, Hunger Games. Um, like all the survival of the fittest games. Like, this is what this life is giving. Only the strongest can survive. That's why I be like, y'all, it's hard out here for a pimp. It's hard because us regular people, we got all these things, these rules that we got to live by as we sit and watch the powers that be, the rich, the elite, the famous in some situations, break them. And it's like, okay, it's just headline news and that's it. Like, okay, do y'all bank on these people just being embarrassed, but like there's like no jail time? Is it just centered around embarrassment? That's what it gives. It gives to me that when it comes to like these rich, like Donald Trump, it's just about the embarrassment. Jail time, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. But on that note, I need to let y'all go. I got to get out of here. I need to damn go to the bathroom. I done made it my way on this long drive. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Car Chronicles. Y'all, talk y'all talk. Be respectful. I appreciate all the support. Tim says, wake up, America. I appreciate all the support. Like the video. Can we at least get to 100 likes? I appreciate y'all as always. Stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So you know when I go live. I do Car Chronicles typically on Tuesdays and Wednesdays when I'm driving into the office. Last week I was home, so I didn't do Car Chronicles, but a normal week is Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then sometimes I pop up on other days around that. So that's why you have to be subscribed to the channel. But I appreciate all of your support. Just watching the content just means a lot to me. Like I said, YouTube has been shadow banning my channel for all of these reasons. Like, this energy, what I give, I say, I come out here, I report the news. My promise to you is that it's delivered in a way that you've never heard it delivered before. And it's rooted in me wanting you to understand what's going on. So I use these like life examples so you can kind of understand, because a lot of times this stuff be real high level, it be real deep, and it's just like, okay, I need to understand. So I work very hard to understand. And like I said, with Chat GPT, sometimes I'll go to Chat GPT. Hey, Chat GPT, break this down for me. What is this law? What is this saying? So when I have that clear understanding, then I can kind of come to you all and break it down to you all. And I hope that whenever I talk, that you all follow and understand what I'm saying. If you ever do not, please leave a comment. Please leave a comment. You all tend to be very active, on my chat, but don't be a stranger with coming back on my content and leaving a comment. I do like comments. I do respond to comments, and I can further elaborate and just continue to carry on the conversation. But I appreciate you all. Um, I like to always say, go out into the world, show up in a way in which you want others to show up for you. After this video, go back to this video. I ask you all, talk about how you would like to see things change in the USA, in our country. Like, what is it that you don't like? What do you want to see change, if anything? Are you good with what's playing out today? Let's talk about it. Let's continue to carry on the conversations after these lives. I really would like to do that more, because I come out here and I say so much and the time flies back by. That's why I can like spend hours on lives. But when I'm doing my car chronicles, I'm limited, because it's just centered on me arriving to my destination. I'm in the office. So, but yes, let me know in the comments, like, what are you happy with about what's going on, the political comment, the political climate? What are you happy about? What aren't you happy about? And we want to talk solutions. Like, what can we do? Treat others as you like to be treated. Life's very simple. Like, people make it hard, but it's just as simple as that. Be nice. Be nice. Just be nice. How about that? Be nice. Be nice to yourself. Heavy on that. So we put so much pressure on ourselves. We taking care of everybody, neglecting ourselves. Do something nice for yourself. Whatever that may be. Do something nice for yourself. Smile. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I talked about yesterday. I heard that Epstein files are supposed to be released Friday. Check out my last short. I kind of did a little short on that, giving my mood centered around that message. So y'all know I'm gonna continue to watch. Do a comment on the short. Let me know. Do you believe that those Epstein files are coming? Word on the curb is that they're supposed to be coming Friday. Let me know. Get in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you so much, child. I got to go to the bathroom. But I appreciate you all. Thank you, and thank you, awesome moderators. Hopefully the trolls didn't do you too bad today. And I'll catch y'all on the next broadcast. Peace.